Hi guys, so this video is looking at how to crumb veal and turn vegetables and also make a cauliflower gratin. So the first thing you will do is make your white sauce. So watch the video on the bread and bacon mornay cases if you've forgotten how to make a white sauce. When you've made your white sauce, you're going to cook your cauliflower, mix them together, and you're going to make a cauliflower gratin. The first thing we are going to do is we're going to tenderize our veal fillets. So they look like this. We're going to tenderize them out using what we call a meat mallet or a tenderizer. Okay, so once you have tenderized your meat, then what you need to do is set up your workstation so you're prepared to crumb your meat. To crumb your meat, you need three things. You need some plain flour, you need an egg wash. So to make an egg wash, you have one egg yolk and some milk. We're going to mix that together, and that helps to stick the crumb mixture to the fillet, and then you've got your crumbing mixture. Okay, so to crumb, I'm going to use my left hand as my dry hand, and I'm just going to pop it into the flour first. Make sure it's fully coated with the flour. What crumbing our meat actually does is it helps to protect the flesh of the meat from the really hot fat when we cook it in the frying pan. Okay, so once you've put your flour onto it, then with your other hand it goes into the mix. You're going to turn it over, make sure it's fully covered, and then it goes into your crumbing mixture. And remember, using the dry hand into the crumbing mixture, make sure it's fully covered. All right, and that can just go onto your chopping board until you're ready to cook it. Once you have crumbed all of your veal schnitzels, then we are ready to fry them off. So I'd like you to use some oil for this and use some butter. What using butter and oil together does is it helps to prevent the breadcrumb from sticking to the frying pan. Okay, so remember to check that your butter is ready by just using a bit of bread. Once it starts to sizzle, you know that your oil is good to go. So we grab our fillet and pop it in. So the method of cooking that we're using today is shallow frying. If it was deep frying, we'd be using a lot more oil and we'd be fully immersing that schnitzel into oil. So you're going to let that cook for a little while. In the meantime, you can get your veggies heated. Your schnitzels won't take very long. So once you're up to the third or fourth schnitzel, get your vegetables on. So we're using a compound butter for our vegetables, and this is just going to be used to toss the vegetables through so they have the nice herby flavour to them. So pop in your butter, wait till it's fully melted before you add your vegetables in, but make sure your heat isn't too hot because you don't want your butter to burn. Once your butter is ready, then you can add your vegetables in and you're just going to toss them through. Make sure your potatoes are turned. If you haven't watched a video on that, you'll need to, so you know what you're doing when you come to the lesson. So you're going to toss those through and reheat them. So our schnitzel's ready. Straight onto absorbent paper. Turn your heat off. We're going to mix these vegetables through. So to plate up, just use your normal dinner plate. Obviously you guys are going to be having your cauliflower gratin on your plate as well. Make sure they are crisped underneath the grill or the salamander before you put them on your plate. So we'll start with our vegetables, and I'm just going to stack my vegetables into the middle of my plate. It's okay if it's random because it just gives it a bit of rustic feel, and it also adds height to our dish. Alright. Then I'm just going to put my veal schnitzel to the side. You might like to slice your veal schnitzel in half to give it some more height. And then what I've done is I've just made some lemon twists. To do this, you just cut, you can see here that I've cut halfway through the lemon and I've got 2 together, and I'm just going to pop them on top like so. And that just works as my garnish. And there we have it. Veal schnitzel with lemon twists and turned potatoes.